Hi everyone, I'm Beta Delisi, and in this video we're going to talk about breach of maintenance obligations. Many times we get landlords who call it in and they say, well, I don't want to do this maintenance obligation, or I don't want to tend to this repair because it's too expensive, or in our lease agreement it says that the tenant is responsible for the first $50 of the repair. So let me make it clear. In accordance to Section 20 of the Residential Tenancies Act, the landlord is responsible to maintain and repair the property. Now, tenants have the right to bring forward a T6 application, which is called an application for maintenance, through the Landlord and Tenant Board and request remedies as set out in Section 30, subsection 1 of the Residential Tenancies Act. Some of these remedies are as follows: termination of tenancy, reasonable costs, freezing the rent increase, a rent abatement. Basically, they can go after costs if they wanted to, so forth and so on. The board will actually make a determination by looking through the evidence of the tenant at the hearing. Now, what they will also determine is whether or not the tenant informed the landlord. Of course, if the landlord is not informed, how can they make the repair? It is a responsibility of the landlord to ensure that the property is safe and fit for habitation. One of the ways landlords can ensure safety of a property is by conducting frequent inspections of the property and always documenting everything. So anytime a tenant brings forward a maintenance request, always make sure that you have a system in place and document. Now, landlords also have defenses at the Landlord and Tenant Board that they can rely on. One of the defenses is that the request was not normal wear and tear, or the damage was actually caused by the tenant. As mentioned, one way a landlord can ensure is to do frequent inspections. When we say frequent inspections, what I mean is not inspecting the unit every month, because that actually begins to interfere with the enjoyment of the tenant and the property. What I mean by frequent inspections is probably visiting the property once every 6 months, at least, to make sure everything is in order. As always, as I mentioned before, make sure as a landlord you're documenting any interaction that you have with a tenant when they bring forward a maintenance or repair request. Always document the date, the time, what the request was. If you have a smartphone, take a before and after photo and just keep it, because you never know when you're going to have to use it and rely on it at the Landlord and Tenant Board. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, call us first.